Welcome to the Power of Office with Keith and Rodney. And today we have another hot show lined up for y'all. And we're going to discuss this situation that happened approximately a couple weeks ago at Nori, Japan, which is a Japanese restaurant in Chicago. And in this particular video, this Asian guy, he refused service to two black women. All right. Now, the reason I'm covering this, right, is because I follow a lot of conservative channels, especially black conservative channels. And I've heard some of the fellas talking about it in the black manosphere. And they were explaining, right, that this Asian guy can choose who he wants to sell to and who he doesn't, which is partially true, right? And that's a partial fact. Now, I can assure you that although he could choose who he wants to sell to, he did it incorrectly or he did it illegally, right? And the reason why I'm saying this is because you cannot refuse to sell to someone because of their race or their gender. You know what I'm saying? And that's what he did in this video. But let's see the video first, and then Rodney and I will break it down as we go along. So here we go. Fair use, fair use.
No blacks.
Excuse me. Did you tell my sister you weren't going to serve her because she's black?
No, I don't like it.
What'd you say?
No, let's go.
Okay, well, what'd you say then?
No more here.
No more here.
Yeah, no more.
Because she's black, because another black person took your food and didn't pay, so you're not going to serve my sister?
People don't pay money.
What does that have to do with her? She's paying you. She's paying you. You can't do that.
I know that. You're right.
You can't do that, sir. That's discrimination. You can't tell her you're not going to.
Now, I just want to stop right here, man. I'm laughing. The shit is funny, but it's not funny. You know what I'm saying? It's funny because he's like, y'all don't like to pay money. It was just kind of funny to me. You know what I'm saying? But the man is dead
trying
wrong.
to put words in his mouth too.
Right.
Yeah, but he kind of hanging this up when he said something about, I can't understand what he's saying. But he said something about black don't pay.
Yeah, blacks don't pay. You know what I'm saying? But let's keep going.
Serve her because she's black because of what somebody else did today. You don't have anything to do with that. Excuse me?
Fuck this shit.
He said, fuck that
I
shit.
just want you to know I got you on camera.
People don't pay money.
What does that have to do with us? I don't know who you're talking about, sir. We're not affiliated with them. That has nothing to do with us. So you're not going to serve any black people because of what somebody else did earlier today? Sounds like you need to call the police and take that up with them. But what does that have to do with other customers? Okay. So I thought I would never have to do something like this, but
And she's right, though. But let's keep going.
this gentleman at Nori, Japan, at Fox Valley Mall, told my younger sister that he wasn't going to serve her because somebody else that we're not related to, or somebody else that we don't even know, apparently stole some food from him today and didn't pay. He's saying didn't pay no money. So you guys hear what he's saying. So okay, well, what's worse, that person that we don't know not paying you $5 or us suing you for discrimination? What's worse? Oh, we all
Stop right there.
He said we
that
got
right
the
there-
same face.
That right there could destroy her whole case. He can say, it was you. That's what he
Right,
said.
right.
Same face. You. So yeah, man.
God.
In other words, he's saying all niggas look alike. That's what he's saying.
Yeah, he is. Man, that is crazy. Damn.
Well, if we pay you $10, it's gonna be worse than us suing you for discrimination.
It's more than $10.
Oh, okay.
More than $10.
Okay. So we all look alike. So somebody else earlier in the day came and took the food and didn't.
You want to pay $50 for me?
I'm sorry?
I trying to pay to make them pay $50.
$50. You don't pay $50. What?
Now he just jumped right back into the boiling pot.
Yeah, he did.
Yeah, because what he's saying, he gonna charge the blacks 50, everybody else he charged 10. So
That's
yeah,
discrimination.
So if you not use that Civil Rights Act, that joint right there, it'll be whatever your name is, Japan. It won't be Nori, it'll be Keith Japan or whatever that lady name right there, Japan.
Absolutely.
Because that's gonna be their restaurant.
You right.
Don't support. No. My sister spends money with you guys every time we come to the phone. Don't ever come back here ever. We just got here. We just got here. I don't know who you're talking about. I don't know this person that you're talking about. We just got here. It wasn't her. All right.
Then he just said, give me a second, he's gonna deal with it. Then he said he's gonna serve him.
Yeah, he did.
He just said, he's like, okay, give me a second, I'll serve you.
Now, I want to give a shout out, Rodney. I want to give a shout out to the channel that posts this video, which is My Crazy Email. So I want to give them a shout out. You know, the sister right here is going to talk about the Civil Rights Act of 1964, and she's saying, right, that basically what this Asian guy did was he violated the Civil Rights Act of 1964. Now, I like the fact that she presented this because this is what most people will use. And reason being is because they are not familiar with the 1866 Civil Rights Act, which is the preferred law to use if you're going to sue over something like this. Now, why are we saying this? Right? We're saying this because that civil rights law deals with equality amongst buying and selling, right? Real and personal property for, between, for black people. Now, right here, right here, I have a case law. And the reason why I pulled this case law up is because I wanted to show everyone how the 13th Amendment, or I wanted to read what the Supreme Court is saying as far as how the 13th Amendment ties into the 42 USC section 1982, which is the code that ties into the 1866 Civil Rights Act. Now, right here, it says in Jones versus Mayer, it says, we reviewed at length the legislative history of 42 USC section 1982. Now, again, for the record, I want y'all to see this, that 42 USC section 1982, right, which is the right to acquire, hold, convey property without regard of race, was originally established by the Civil Rights Act of 1866. So that is, so the Civil Rights Act of 1866 is really what My Crazy Email should be saying that these women should be using. But again, I'm pretty sure My Crazy Email don't know this, is my point. But let's go back to the case. Now, the Supreme Court says that we concluded that it reaches beyond state action and operates upon the unofficial acts of private individuals, and that it is authorized by the enabling clause of the 13th Amendment. And they say, we said this, that Negro citizens, North and South, who saw in the 13th Amendment a promise of freedom to go and come at pleasure and to buy and sell when they please, will be left with a mere paper guarantee if Congress was powerless to assure that $1 in the hands of a Negro will purchase the same thing as $1 in the hands of a white man. At the very least, the freedom that Congress is empowered to secure under the 13th Amendment includes the freedom to buy whatever a white man can buy, the right to live wherever a white man can live. If Congress cannot say that being a free man means at least this much, then the 13th Amendment made a promise the nation cannot keep. So again, my point is that the Title 42, USC 1982, right? Even if they wanted to use a code, man, that's a lot better than using the 1964 Civil Rights Act. But why even use that when you can use the 1866 Civil Rights Act, which covers a lot more ground? And this is the 1866 Civil Rights Act.
Yeah, and that's what I want, because they stress, the only thing that they stress is property, like the purchase of legal land, this real and personal property. But it's so much more. You can enforce and sue contracts. You can be parties. You can inheritance. It's so much more. Full and equal benefit of all the laws, to security of your person and property that's enjoyed by white citizens. Period.
Absolutely.
It's telling you, and shall be subject to the same like punishment and pains as them. Everything's supposed to be equal. And then they're saying at the bottom again, anything to the contrary, any law, statute, ordinance, regulation, or custom to the contrary, do not hold water.
Absolutely.
See, all the laws that they came after this law here, none of it had this bulletproof clause in it. And this is what they're trying to get us away from. The bulletproof, they want you to go outside with only a hoodie. This right here, you're putting on a bulletproof vest when you walk into the courtroom and use this act right here.
Absolutely.
1964 Act, or the Title 42, excuse me, none of them have this guarantee. This right here is the only thing that's close to the Constitution. The Constitution gives you this guarantee. Anything against the Constitution is notwithstanding and is void. This law is saying the same exact thing. Anything to the contrary of this law right here and further down is notwithstanding. Period.
Absolutely.
So it doesn't say that in 1964. It doesn't say that in none of the Title 42 codes. So you're losing that strong protection right there, in addition to a whole bunch of stuff that's being left behind that's in that law.
Absolutely. And see, again, a lot of people don't know this, but again, ignorance of the law is no excuse. And if you're bringing a suit, right, if you are the petitioner, you have choice of law. So it makes sense to use the 1860 Civil Rights Act rather than the 1964 Civil Rights Act.
Exactly. In other words, if you're going to play basketball, are you going to go to the basketball court with a basketball with no air? Or you gonna go to play basketball with a ball that's properly inflated, where you can get the more bounce for your ounce. So that's all. That's pretty much all we're saying. Use something that's gonna give you more. What does it say? Call it more power for your buck.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying? And that's what this law does. It gives you more power, more strength if you understand it and use it. But if you don't understand and use it, then you will fall victim of immunity and all these other game plan laws that the other 6.8 million laws that they can use to trick us.
Absolutely.
You know, as opposed to using the 1, 2, maybe 3 or 4 laws and just deal with it right there. You go all the way upstairs and then do the trickle down effect. And that's the only time that the trickle down effect ever worked. It didn't work in the economy the way that Ronald Reagan have said that it did, but the trickle down law, you can use the supreme law and then let it trickle down to whatever law that they're trying to use. Start with the supreme law of the land and the supreme law of your state, which is your state constitution, which is very powerful as well. You can use your state constitution, your federal constitution, and let that trickle down to all the bullcrap law that they're trying to use against you, and go ahead and do what needs to be done to free and emancipate your mind, body, and soul.
Absolutely. And just to make it clear also that, yes, you cannot discriminate against someone based upon race. You know what I mean? And that's why, like the Supreme Court said, under the 13th Amendment, the dollar in the hands of a Negro, right, will purchase the same thing as a dollar in the hands of a white man. It's the same thing. So again, like we said initially, the Asian guy was wrong when he predicated it based upon race. Now, if he would have said something like, you know, I don't sell to people with their pants hanging down, you know, that would be something that a lot of men do. Or if they would say, or he was to say something like, I don't sell to women who wear wigs. You know what I'm saying? And he put something up there like that, then that's legal. You know, that's something that he can say legally, to where, you know, he can make the distinction upon who he wants to sell to.
Yeah, exactly. Because even though most people, it shows that most folk who wear their pants sagging, people that look like us, but there's a lot of white people that do it, a lot of Asian people that do it, so therefore they can encompass it as such. The same thing with wigs. When you look at wigs and weaves, the first thing you look at is our people who go put that crap in their hair, not knowing that a lot of white people use it. I didn't even realize that till a few years ago. A lot of white people use those little extensions and all that stuff too, but you just can't tell because their hair is more straight, and our hair can show the reflection from straight to natural.
Right. Absolutely. Now, just to let y'all know, Rodney and I, we're going to do another video in the upcoming in the future, where we're going to discuss discrimination again. You know, discrimination, or should I say, buying while black. You know what I'm saying? We have another situation that we want to discuss also, and I'm sure you all will enjoy it. You know what I mean? But again, please drop a comment, please share, like, and subscribe. Let us know what you think. We'll catch y'all on the next one. Peace. We out.
Peace.